Right, so this article you see here, as well as the images, table of contents, titles, H2s, H3s, the content itself, the images, all of this, the internal links, external links, this was all done with AI. And it's in Spanish. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it as well. So first things first, and before I do so, actually, you can just click on here a button to post it to WordPress if you'd like, or you can just copy it and post it manually. But let's go over how we did this. First things first is you go to Journalist.cafe, right? Then we're going to have 3 generation modes. Now, I won't go over the advanced one or the titles mode. There's another one called keyword mode, but we'll leave that for another video. Now, let's just use the simple mode, right? First things first is you can input your business URL. Now, this is optional if you do so in the article that it is created, right? At the bottom, there's going to be an external link, so a link that links out to your website, which is also always a good thing. Again, it's not necessary, but you can do it. And then where the fun comes in is in your business description. Now here, you're going to type in your own language, the one, of course, you choose here because we generate content in 150 different languages. You're going to type in here what your business is about. You can also include in article images if you'd like, and then choose the amount of articles you want, and then just hit generate. Now, we allow you to generate content in Portuguese, Spanish, Greek, Thai, all these 150 different languages. Portuguese from Portugal, Brazilian Portuguese, Polish, I mean, the list goes on and on. You can capitalize on the international markets by generating content in all these different languages. And most times the international markets are underserved in terms of content. So Journalist, this tool right here that I'm showing you right now, Journalist.cafe, allows you to capitalize on these underserved markets by writing content that fits and that ranks on these different markets, right? So if we were to do an analogy here real quick before I show how this works, let's say this is our goal, right? Our goal is to rank our content first or make money, right? If you're not leveraging AI, you're starting from down here, right? The thing is that first things first is you have to come up with the ideas for the content, then you have to write it, pick up the images, insert internal links, external links, do the table of contents. It is a very costly and time spending effort, right? However, if you're using Journalist or an AI tool, you're starting from up here, right? Not only do you not have to speak the language you want the content to be about, so whether it's Spanish, Greek, whatever, you don't need to speak it because Journalist speaks all the languages for you. You also don't have to be looking for images to like copy them, posting them into your article in a way that makes sense, right? These images have to be relevant, of course, because we only want to add relevant images, otherwise the article won't make sense. External linking to other authoritative sources, internal linking to other articles of yours, right? This takes time and effort, and time is money, right? And if you're starting with using Journalist, you're starting from up here. If you're not, you're going to have to go step by step, up and up and up, adding images, adding links, adding the context, adding this all. And then with Journalist, you only have to, maybe if you want, we do 99% of the work for you, but if you want, you can proofread the article, edit it in a way that you want. But the thing here is that, again, with Journalist, we give you the ability to start from up here, not from down here. So if you're not doing it, your competitors are doing it, so you might as well do it because, again, if you're not using AI, reality is you're going to be left behind because AI truly is a tool that we can actually use as an actual tool to propel us to a more profitable and advanced, time. Right, so I was going to show you the simple mode, but I guess we can go straight to the advanced mode where we can create a preset. There's more tutorials on this YouTube channel if you'd like to check them out. Let me just close all these real quick for here a second. So we have to call this our special formula. Let's do my special Spanish formula, because we want to write articles in Spanish, right? So base, you can choose the generation mode, whether you want to do it business description, specific titles, or keyword based. So real quick, business description is where you input a description, and then the content, again, content, images, links, all this, and I'll show you all this in a second, are generated based on this context, right? Then we have the specific titles, is where we give it titles, and all the content, images, and all that are generated based on the titles you give it. And then keyword based, self-explanatory, the content and the keywords are sprinkled in based on the ones you give it here. But let's just go with the business description, which is easier. And our site is a Spanish site, right? Because we want to make write content in Spanish. So let's go here, do a quick Google search for comprar espadas de España. So buy swords in Spain. Let's just use this one, for example, the King of Spades. Now this is in Portuguese. We can put it in Spanish real quick here. Espanol, and then just copy, I guess not copy, but just go to the about page, which should be somewhere around here. Let's see here, because you do want to copy the about section, so we can in fact use it as an input. So let's just do here, and this is in English again, just going to translate it to Spanish, which is the original language. So just copy this real quick and paste it in here for the context, right? This essentially is the King of Spades is a medieval store that sells swords in Portugal and Spain, right? This is Spanish description written in Spanish on a Spanish website, right? Now, second thing is the content, right? Which language we want it in? Of course, we want it in Spanish, so let's just type in Spanish again. You can use 150 different languages, so do make note of that. Where is Spanish? It is down up here, right? So up here, and then tone of voice, you can choose whatever you want. Let's do formal. I mean, let's leave this blank for now. You can play with the creativity levels. Let's leave this as it is right now. Thirdly, the structure. You can have it so it automatically generates the headings, right? Or you can add them yourself if you'd like. Let's do automatic for now. You can play with this. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to try it out. Internal linking. This is where within your article you're gonna have links, right? Internal links to other articles you've written, right? All these are, of course, done in a way that makes sense. If this article talks about swords, the anchor text, which is the text you click on, is not going to be about motorcycles, and it's not going to link to an article, about motorcycles, right? It's only going to interlink, and that's why we ask you for your sitemap URL. And we do have tutorials on this. If you want to check it out, I'll leave the tutorials in the description. It's pretty straightforward. But again, it's only going to link to articles that make sense in the context of the article you've written and the anchor text that's there, right? So pretty straightforward. For this one, I won't add it right now. I mean, it is what it is because I don't even have access to this website. External linking, that is if you want to add external links. So if you speak, for example, about the swords and how they were built, you can link out to Wikipedia or any other trustworthy source. It can be trustworthy or not about your niche. You can add these here, and again, these links will automatically be added in your article, and we can even do that. Let's do Wikipedia, and let's do espadas, which I think it's sword in Espanol, it's Portuguese. Let's do whatever. Let's do in Portuguese. It is what it is. Then images, you can select which type of images you want. Let's just do Google free featured image, in-article images, and then let's disable the bolding for now. Now let's hit create new preset, and now we can go to generate articles tab, click advanced mode, select the preset we just created, which was my special Spanish formula, and let's generate 5 articles using this preset we just created. Again, this preset is based on the language we chose, the context we just gave it, and of course, if we had set it up, the internal links, external links, bolded out words, headings, all the info you just saw me create and not create in the presets, the content that this is going to generate, again, is based on all of that. Now, while this generates, I do want to talk about the importance and the opportunity this opens up for dominating international markets, because oftentimes international markets are underserved, right? There's not enough content in the 150 languages that I just showed you, right? Thai, Portuguese, Spanish, Greek, Turkish, right? There's all these languages around the world that have dedicated Googles to it, and dedicated search engines to it, and people searching for these on these languages on multiple keywords every single day, right? Hundreds of thousands, millions of people, right? And oftentimes people aren't creating enough content to serve these markets, right? And so it's easier to leverage a tool like Journalist that creates 100% or 99% of the content for you. Take that, do some minor edits, and post it on your site, of course, a site that is Spanish or that is in one of these international languages, and capitalize on the need for this type of content like so. Now, again, the first one has already generated, again, with proper images that make sense according to this. This is how to, I won't translate to this right now, but it is an article about Spanish swords and how they work. There's a table of contents, of course. There are article images that make sense, right? There should be an external link here. If I can find it right, it is linking out to, in this case, Wikipedia, right? Now, this essentially, you can just use this and either post it directly to WordPress or Shopify. We do integrate with both, or again, just copy it and paste it on your site. Now, the good thing about Journalist, again, is that you're not starting from ground zero. You're starting from up here, right? Because we already went out, looked for the images that made sense, put them in your article. If we had set it up on here, internal links and external links, we already went out and did the internal links, did the external links for you. You just need to copy this or just post it straight to WordPress and you're done, right? So the time in which you can post and pump out and write an article is much shorter than if you were to write this whole in Spanish or in any other language, or even having to hire someone in case you don't speak this language to write it for you, then having him go out and look for the images, look for the links, look for everything takes time and effort. And again, Journalist takes that time and effort away from you, does it all for you by leveraging AI, and you have time to do more stuff. Now, we did just generate 5. We can go and skim through them all. As you can see here, all these are somewhat medieval-like because that's the niche we're in. They all talk about swords, how they're built, how they start, how that all started, and that's that. I mean, that's the power of Journalist. So again, I'll leave a link in the description for you to try it out, Journalist.cafe. Just sign in, go to your dashboard and try it out. Again, you can generate content in all these different languages, and just think that you can generate content for any niche, right? And if you do a combination and think about all these languages, I'm sure you can find a niche that is very underserved, and you can use Journalists to pump out content, right? You can do 20 articles in a go. You can do 100 if you want, and then dominate that niche. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.